Welcome back, everybody. How's everybody doing? Very happy to be back. We are on now episode 4 of the Yoki Way Podcast, and I'm happy you guys are tuning in. Today, we're just going to talk about some simple topics. It's going to be not as long. It's not going to be an hour, but
It'll be a quick one today.
be a little quick. You know,
A lot has been going on, guys. We were supposed to post this on Wednesday. It's going to get posted on Thursday. And this is currently Wednesday. Funny story. On Sunday, Danny wasn't feeling very well, and we record on Sundays. So I was like, let's shoot on Mondays. We recorded a whole podcast on Monday, but we forgot to put the micro SD card in the soundboard. So we had no audio file. I didn't want to provide a whole podcast with trashy audio from the camera.
From the camera audio. It sounded really spacious and like echoing a bit.
Yeah, it's just not podcast quality. So we'd rather push it off a day and have it set for today, guys. So look, we're excited to come back and you know, have a little conversation here. Well, on Monday when we try to have this podcast, the first thing we talked about is we're going to have some really fun conversations in a minute. But the first thing we talked about was kind of our morning routine, what we do in the morning and
what you should do in the morning.
Yeah, what you should do kind of in the morning. So real quickly, we're going to brush off on it. Danny can start here.
Yes. All right, so in the morning, you don't need this crazy hour and a half routine that makes you all tired already, mentally tired. You just need to have a routine where it sets you up for the day, where you wake up, you don't go on your phone right away. By all means, just don't use your phone. You have to wake up, make your bed, because you're probably going to be so tired you don't even remember making your bed. So you make your bed, and psychologically that is very nice, because you come home late, whether it's a good day or bad day, you come home to a nice made bed, it makes you feel good. You brush your teeth, take a shower, do your thing, another 15 minutes, and then take a moment to step back from reality and kind of just give yourself 5-10 minutes just to reflect and set yourself up mentally for the day. Don't be on your phone in this little 5 minutes. You kind of just, it's like meditation in a bit, but you kind of just let all the stress out. It's not, it shouldn't be go all the time. In the morning, just step back and then just let your day kind of just soothe out.
Yeah. I hate waking up, and the first thought that hits my head is, I can't wait to be back in bed. I'm so tired. That makes me mad. But the thing is, when I push myself a lot, so I find myself there quite often. So just getting the proper amount of sleep is gonna already be the biggest reason why your morning will be better. Then you get the proper amount of sleep. You wake up in the morning, and something I have a problem with a lot of times is I'll grab my phone. That's the first thing I grab. Your phone shouldn't be the last thing you have in your hands, and it shouldn't be the first thing you have in your hands in the morning. Not good for your mental health. So stop doing it. And me talking about this right now and just kind of making it aware, bringing awareness to it, helps me meditate on that and do better myself. So that's why I'm saying that. Even this morning I woke up and I was like, I won't do that. But I will say, when I take my phone and I just start, looking at my phone, it wakes me up.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's crazy because at night it can't put me to sleep. And in the morning I feel super awake by just looking at that screen and just getting all that.
Well, I'm not saying in the first don't use your phone at all. I'm saying right as you wake up, you gotta take care of your stuff, and then once you're having a little snack or whatever, eating, by all means,
Plus,
I'm not saying don't at all touch your phone. It's I touch it, I do it myself, but
yeah. Well, think about this, right? Your phone is the number one way to get quick dopamine release. So if the first thing you do in the morning is just boom, bombard yourself with dopamine. You quickly go on Instagram, you see the likes you got. You go to TikTok, you see the likes you got. You text your friend, you see the text or the Snapchats you got from the night before, all the pretty girls or whatever else you may see, and then boom, dopamine, reward. And then
it feels good.
It feels good, but then it's you're demotivated to get up and brush your teeth. You're demotivated to get up and have a healthy breakfast and a healthy portion of food and just have a water, So guys, start your day off right, and that's just gonna set you up for success for the rest of the day. Okay, simple as that.
Like you said, talking about this helps too. It's speaking it into reality too. So tell yourself, all right, tomorrow I'm just gonna wake up and I'm gonna do this and that. I'll be back.
Yeah, and what's very, very interesting to me, is how me being really aware of something that I struggle with and sharing it with somebody. It can be a certain sin, or it can be a certain, I guess, bad habit or whatever it is. If I bring awareness to it, it helps me deal with it and kind of get over that bad habit or whatever I have, if you're always going to hide your sins and your bad habits and all these things in the dark and like not really bring them to the light, of course you're never going to be able to deal with them and break
And you're
past
gonna be
them.
burying yourself in a lot of guilt doing that too.
Yeah. So, and I know that's kind of a little extreme when we're talking about just a morning routine or things that we're doing, whatever, but it kind of just, what I'm saying is,
It
look,
adds up.
be aware about, hey, is my morning routine trash? Is that part of the reason why my day's ass is trash?
Mhm.
And if that's the answer you come to, that conclusion you come to, hey, how can I fix this? Let me just do one thing differently to make my morning
Tomorrow.
routine better, and then maybe do 2 and then 3 a couple weeks later, and it's slowly going to get better and better.
Yeah.
I think that answers that morning routine
Mhm.
question pretty well. We kind of flew through it. We're
Yeah.
flying through this.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, the next topic I wanted to talk about
Yep.
is about books. And now before you run away, because books, they're scary, I know, but I talked about in the last podcast about how at some point I was actually doing about a book a week, either listening or reading. I was combined doing about 50, 60 books a year for the past year and a half, 2 years. But this year, of course, it's been a little slow for me. I did about only 12 books. And one of the questions I had was, hey, what are some book recommendations or some of your favorite books? And these are my top 3 recommendations for books that have changed my life.
Yep.
I mean that. When I say that, it has changed my life.
He'll give 3, I'll give 2.
Okay. The first, you want to start first because I've been rambling?
I gotta pull up the authors because last time I messed it up myself.
Okay, then I'll go.
Yeah. Go
So
for
the first book that, look, everybody must read this book. Very easy read, very simple, short book, absolutely amazing.
Okay.
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book is old. It's like 100 years old, but it's timeless. It's so good, and it talks about human nature, how to be a better communicator, how to be a person that people want to be around, okay? And super, super important skills that you should pick up to be a better person in a social environment. And you know what? You know what's interesting? We're in social environments every single day of our life. So get better at it. If you want to have success, you're not going to, it's very hard to get far in life and not rely on any sort of relationships. You're going to need them. So get better at them. Okay. That's the first book I have.
Yep.
Talk about your first book.
My first book is called Atomic Habits. It's a very simple book. It's a short book. It's by James Clear. And this guy talks a lot. This is what brought me to talk about routines, because this guy talks about atomic habits, the habits you kind of set yourself up in life will determine what you accomplish, what you get done, how you feel about yourself. And Atomic Habits really kind of lays it out for you. And it's very simple to understand. It's an easy book. And
it gives you strategic ways to get better at having better habits in your life and letting go of your bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, our habits make us who we are. Mm-hmm. Your happiness is a habit. You being sad is a habit. You got to practice being happy, or you practice being sad, because I know plenty of people that are practicing how to be sad every single day. Look, everything is a habit.
Yeah.
Training, eating right, sleeping right, reading, showing love. All these things are habits, guys. If you want to get better at habits, learn how to incorporate better habits in your life, how to properly do it. Atomic Habits, amazing, amazing read. Mm-hmm. Can't recommend it more.
Yep.
My next book?
Your next book,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Guys, once again, I love human psychology, because at the end of the day, if you understand human psychology, you can win in life. Because like I said, no way you can go around it. You can go around not having relationships. So the next book, called The Laws of Human Nature, title speaks for itself.
Great book.
Talks about why humans are the way they are. Once you have a better understanding of that, you're going to be a lot more confident and a lot more competent talking to people, interacting with people, understanding why people behave a certain way, understand why people communicate a certain way. If you want to get better at relationship with in the dating space, in the business space, in your personal life, with your family, with your parents, all these things matter. Instead of being upset about why a person is acting a certain way towards you, now you understand why they're doing it. Mm-hmm. Okay?
And
you can
not
catch
everything is about you, too.
Right.
So the more you think everything is going to happen, like everything is like everyone's coming after me, and like, oh, I don't understand, like I'm only nice to this guy. It's a lot more to it than you think.
Yeah.
And
look, once you understand these things, I promise you, your life will improve dramatically. Mm-hmm. Okay? Amazing book. The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene.
Yep. Great book.
Your next
And
book, Danny.
my next book is called Letting Go by David R. Hawking. And this guy, we were going crazy last time we were talking about this. This book is amazing. This guy talks about how I got to read it again. I only read this once. You read it, what, 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It basically talks about, I don't know, I read it twice and I want to read it again. It's such an amazing book. And this is the type of book where I can listen to it and it's meditative. I can listen to this book and I can just feel all the weight off my chest.
Sense while you listen to it.
It's a beautiful book, and it kind of just talks about how being able to let go of certain things it just brings inner peace and happiness. And of course, that's me very wishy-washy telling you what it's about, but it helped me have a clearer mindset. And it's a book I can read again. Yeah, proving our point. You should read it again. I should read it again.
I will read it again.
Yeah, amazing book.
Yeah.
Cool. And I have a couple other good books. I mean, like, I really prefer reading books in like the self-development space, in the religious space. And I really like just psychology books, I guess. But I did notice one thing, like self-help books, why did I say health?
It just rolls off the tongue. That's
self-development books. All right, and books on that topic tend to repeat themselves quite often. And you know what's very, very interesting that I noticed? Something I've noticed is when you read a self-development book, you feel like you're self-developing.
Like in real time.
But it's not necessarily the case. You have to implement what you're reading about in your own life to experience the self-development. So if you're reaching that dopamine release by reading books on self-development, instead of actually self-development, you're actually developing... I can't talk.
It's okay.
See, when I speak fast, that's when my accent comes out. But that's get off topic. Look, if you're getting your dopamine from reading the books instead of doing what you're supposed to do and applying that knowledge, you're not doing anything. Yeah. So my advice is read 1 or 2 self-development books. Apply some of those things in your life. Get good at those things. And then worry about reading another one.
Don't just try to read a bunch of books because like all these like smarter people like, oh, I've read so many books. Oh, like read one book, do what it says.
Read a book 3 times in a row. I dare you. That's how you're going to actually get a lot more in than just reading a ton of books. And look, I'm guilty of reading a ton because it feels good. It feels good. It feels accomplishing. And you're learning all these new things and it's just filling your body and brain. And you know what? That feels good. But you can't retain all that information, you know? And in reality, if you can retain some of the most important things out of that book, then you're already winning. But then retaining that information and applying it to your life.
Oh, you're a winner for life.
And then now you can actually see results.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So.
Good books.
I was going to recommend 3 books. I'm going to recommend those 2 books.
Yeah.
And you recommended 2, so that's plenty.
I say let's recommend 1 book every episode.
We could do that. Yeah. But I just want any of these readers to read one of those books and I'll be happy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, people sometimes ask me.
If we throw too many at someone, they don't know they won't even choose one.
Yeah. Make it nice and simple.
Yeah.
People always ask me, hey, like, Ven, what do I do? Like, where should I start? Like, what should I do? Like, there's so many things to do. Like, I don't know where to start. And the thing is I love this saying. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Like, I can give you all the advice possible on how to improve your life based on my experience, based on the things I know, based on the experience my friends had. But if you're not going to apply that, then what's the point?
Exactly. Yep.
So if you find yourself being one of those people, don't consume any of my content anymore. I don't want to see you on my content. I don't care. I'd rather you go out and actually do something, okay? And once you have accomplished some things, whatever those goals are, whatever those things are for you, I don't know, come back and then you can absorb more of my content. And trust me, I want to provide as much knowledge, as much information. That's my goal. But if all you're going to do is consume my content and get the dopamine release from the content, then you're not doing it right. So don't do that.
Yeah. I'm going to make a little pre-workout drink from Vision, code Yoki or Ven. Just letting you guys know.
Oh, you got the melon. That's the best one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love that melon one. I hate the fact that I have to work out so late. I can't drink it most of the time. But that pump potion, I mean, I love. We actually just received the pump capsules. So let me show one off. I just used it the other day. I really liked it. The thing about me too is like I like the pump potion, so I feel like doing this and that is like a little overkill.
Or you can just do half of that and then half of
yeah,
this. There's
yeah.
people
That's
that
actually not a bad idea,
people
dude.
are also talking
I
about
like
like
that.
they use like 4 of them at once.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can use more than one, but I don't know.
Well, it
if I
says the serving
recommend it.
size is 4 capsules. The serving size is 4.
Oh, well then yeah. No, I meant people said like they use up to 8, but I didn't want to make it sound dramatic.
Oh,
So
really?
like I just said 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like the idea of using 2 and then using only like 1 scoop or like half a scoop of the pump potion.
Because you get a mix of everything, you know. That's
Yo, guys, crazy little thing I found out. So I have trouble sleeping the whole entire night without waking up and going to the bathroom. Now, there could be a bunch of reasons why that's the case, but it hasn't been the case for the past month because I work out late and I use the pump potion and there's a lot of sodium in there. So it retains all my water overnight, and I don't need to pee until the morning.
That's crazy.
Problem solved. Boom. But actually, I already knew that was a way to fix it, and I've done it, and I've tried it before because I read some things online. And another reason why that happens to me, too, is because I work all day until like 5:30 p.m., so I don't drink a lot of water throughout the day. Not because I don't want to, but it's hard to find time when you're just hustling in my job. And when I come home, I'm like, I got to drink more water. So I drink a ton of water later in the day, and I hit the gym. And then I drink a lot of water at the gym. And then I go back home to go to sleep, and I have so much water in me, that water has to come out. So, But, yeah, if you work out late, the pump potion's going to help you sleep better, too.
Yeah, I haven't used them yet. We just got them, like 2 days ago?
Yeah. I like them.
30 minutes.
Dude, I got the craziest pump, not going to lie. Like, I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love the pump potion. That's my favorite product. And then the melon.
Yeah, well, hopefully this stuff is going to be crazy. What, use 4 of them?
Should be good.
And, dude, the art on them is amazing.
Yeah.
You can't undermine that.
Now, this company, Vision Nutrition, is going to do really good. I mean, they really care for everything. Like, they're, I don't know.
They don't want to make the most money in the shortest amount of time. These guys are providing you a good
quality
product.
yeah. Quality product.
Better say content.
Dude, I'm tired.
Yeah, he had a long day. For me, it was a little more laid back.
Yeah,
I just go to school, like everybody knows, but it's good work. The calm life. Yeah. Oh, and right now it's crazy. Me and my friends are like, everybody's talking a senior trip right now, so everybody's like mad excited, the senior trip.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm excited for that too, but that's like kind of giving people hope and having a good time, because without any plans of doing anything, people just get so lost in like nothingness, if that even makes sense, because they just have nothing else to do. So, but now it's like, I don't know, it's like the talk about that stuff. It's pretty fun. But all right, these pills are pretty junky. Look at these things. You probably have to take 2 at a time.
I took 2 at a time, but I'm
gonna
take 1 at a time and take 2 next time.
What time is it? You think I could take it now?
Yeah, I would.
Take it now.
Okay, I'm literally on my phone, but I kind of.
But it's not for his own good. He's doing it on his
Instagram
Instagram
story because we were supposed to have a podcast like released today, and now it's gonna be on Thursday. So
yeah,
I have to let everybody know. Hey guys, look, podcast's gonna be tomorrow. So, that includes all the serious topics. And now we're gonna have a little bit of fun talking about some funny, some funny topics. The first story I wanted to talk about. And I felt like I did a good job telling this story on Monday, so I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna go with the flow. When I let it go, when I let it roll, that's when things are smooth. But you want to be good at talking to girls on dates, men out there, just let it go. And like the art of letting go.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm talking about.
What I'm saying.
Just let it go. Just be yourself, dude.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Go ahead.
One thing I want to say is please look into like the art of rejection.
Yeah.
That stuff is crazy for you. You will have the balls to be okay with people rejecting you, whether it's just asking for like another sample or some more cheese on your like burger, or, but even more importantly in like relationships and like with girls. And I love looking into it. We got to talk about that one day.
Yeah. Think about this like before I tell the story, because the topic I brought up, like if you're so worried about the way you come off because you want to come off a certain way, you're not being yourself. So let's say in theory a person really likes you, but you weren't yourself for the entire time. Now they liked you on the false identity of who you are.
Yeah, and over time, you're going to get tired of that false identity. And then
You're gonna be your real self.
You're gonna be your real
or
self.
they'll
and
be
they're
their
gonna be
real selves. You know.
And that's the problem with social media and online, like like texting and like knowing who you are online, because you can set yourself up as anybody online. You know. Yeah,
Dude,
like I'm the closest with my parents, and like I'm such a good kid. Like they meet you, and like a few months later, you're just a complete a-hole. Like,
bro, yesterday I go to the gym, and there's this girl that goes to that gym, and her.
Don't say the name.
I'm not gonna say her
Don't
name.
say the name.
But I've been following this girl for about a year, okay? And like we DM'd each other back and forth. We'd slide up on each other's stories. I feel like I know this girl, but I've never talked to her in person because Lightning. So the Lightning Fitness gym I go to, I went last year for a couple months and I didn't go for about 8 months, right? So it's not like I saw her in person, but I felt like I knew her, you know? Like I just like, I don't know, you just see her online or whatever. And then yesterday I'm like working out and she like comes up to me and she's like, oh, hey. And I'm just like I literally was like lost for words. Like, I guess I was tired. I just finished my squat set, so I'm out of breath. And like all these factors obviously matter as well.
He has like a little red eyes.
But I'm just like, hey, you know, I'm like, I can't talk right now. And it's not because I can't talk to people or girls, but I can't talk. I'm sorry.
Is that what you said?
No, I'm just thinking that. And I'm just like, I just finished my set. I can't talk. Bro, it was so awkward. Like, maybe it wasn't even awkward. Maybe I'm over, like, no, it definitely wasn't awkward. It was just like,
it was probably,
it was
funny.
not how I am as a person. That's not me.
Yeah.
That's not me. But I was like, dude, I got caught off guard so hard, you know? Just like, literally got out under a squat set. I'm sweating down my face. My lips are chapped, bro. My lips are so chapped. My hair is trash, bro. Like, it's so trash. Dude, I was wearing a hat all day. All day.
His hair's why stuck down.
My
to
hair
his head.
looks like trash, bro. Like, I have chapped lips. I'm sweating. I'm literally dripping down my face, bro. And this girl comes out of nowhere. She's like, oh, hi. It's nice finally, like, talk in person. Like, to see you in person. Because I'm like, I don't speak English. I was using translator the whole time.
Did you guys talk?
Yes, then we just like had a normal conversation for like 5 minutes and it was good. It was great.
So that's fine, yeah.
But it was just so funny how I got caught off guard and it was just not myself at all.
That's
dude.
so funny.
Oh man, we gotta clip that. That should be a funny story in itself.
Yeah.
We're gonna start clipping the podcast.
We need to like post more about this. But, like,
man. Yeah. Anyways, that was so funny to me, bro. I don't feel embarrassed.
Funny.
It was just hilarious.
I feel like
and
everybody
I'm
has
like,
an experience like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm
Yeah,
like holding my lips. I'm like, yep. Yep. He's like,
Yep.
dude, I'm literally bleeding almost from my lips, bro.
All that pressure in your head, all the blood is like,
Yeah, bro. Literally.
oh, that's hilarious.
I was like so caught up. I didn't know like what to ask next. Like I didn't even want to have a conversation with anybody. Like no offense,
No
I
disrespect.
I was just like so late. I wanted to hit the gym. I was so tired, and like I was like, whatever. It's funny to me now.
That's
you
so
know,
funny.
always the most awkward stuff is the funniest things later.
Yeah, you can
I just had a
think about like
situation at
those
work.
like serious moments in life. You can't look back and laugh at that. It's just like it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's why putting a little like kind of being yourself a little bit is like a good thing. Not all the time, but like kind of like it's kind of experience life. Kind of just let it go.
You know what? You know what I'm attracted to?
What?
I'm attracted to people that are themselves.
Oh, obviously.
I'm so attracted to people that are like genuinely who they are, dude. Even if it's like a little weird or I don't like resonate with everything, but like they're truly themselves. I'm
like
like
all like 20
that's
like all
so
the time.
freaking
like,
cool
yeah.
because like growing up, man, I had like issues with like the way people viewed me. And I wanted everybody to like me.
Mm-hmm. And it took a long time for us to like be able to just be ourselves now because we didn't know.
Years, man.
For me, like I didn't know English in kindergarten. I didn't know English.
Yeah, I didn't know
and then
English
I had to like
grade.
learn like I remember first grade. I'll never forget this. Like first grade was in a new school, and I was walking like around, and I knew my number, like I think. But I was walking around, I saw these kids going to class. Everybody knew what they're doing, and like I just literally stopped in the middle of the hallway and I started crying. And
Wait, in
first grade.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't know where I was, because I saw everybody go they knew where they were going, and I'm just like I stopped, and I remember this one like really nice teacher like kind of like went down, like squatted, and she was like talking to me, and it's funny because I stopped right across my classroom. I was literally crying right literally like across the hallway a little back from my classroom.
Yeah, I think this podcast is gonna cause us to bring out some stories that we've never known.
Yeah, no, I actually like I haven't like legitimately thought about that in like forever. Like I knew I had the memory, but I never stopped to think about it, which is crazy. Like you just said.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna lead perfectly into the story I gotta tell.
Yeah.
Man,
I was waiting for you to bring it up, so I'm just kind of like waiting.
Yeah. Okay, guys, look, the next story.
I think this
This
is all
story
good,
is
man.
so
I'm gonna
funny.
sit back. I'm gonna kick back and just relax.
It's a little bit long here, but guys, look, hear me out. Let's start.
So, man, out.
In 5th grade, I moved to a new town. My family, we bought a house, so new school, new friends. Always fine at making friends. Made friends my first year. All cool, whatever. And 6th grade, made friends again. Probably friends that weren't as good for me, but still made friends. It was all good.
Hey, but when you're young, you take any person
Yeah,
you can,
whatever.
you know.
Now, 7th grade, something switched in me, but I remember going into 7th grade. I was like, dude, I'm gonna be the shit. I'm gonna be the shit. Like, for some reason, I just had that switch in me. I was like, I want to be cool, you know, and I want everybody to like me, or I want the girls to like me. And funny enough, like my 7th grade year, dude, like all the girls in the school, not all the girls, but a lot of the girls in the school would hit me up, dude. I was like,
And you weren't afraid of hitting
and
them up.
people people thought I was really cute, like, which I liked, you know, like I was able to talk to all these girls, the 8th grade girls, because it was a junior high, so it was only in 7th and 8th grade, and I don't know, I fed into it, and I just became prideful and very like cocky, and like I loved it, you know, I loved it, I loved being that guy, um, and I thought that I was that guy, but I really had not much to show for it, dude. And if I got into depth of like all these little things that added to that, it would be a very, very long video. But anyways, that was my 7th grade year. And I was friends with a lot of like all the guys. You know, it was cool. And everything changed in the beginning of 8th grade. So in the beginning of 8th grade, there was this girl, and I kind of liked this girl. And she showed interest in me as well, but she started dating this guy, which I was friends with. And now, guys, this is 7th grade relationships. You know how they go. But she started dating this guy, which I was friends with, but she kept showing me a lot of attention. And instead of me being the person I am today, I would obviously not show attention back or anything. But at the time, I was, of course, showing her attention and messing around with her, I guess, and she was doing it back.
As kids, even as like adults, we love doing things we're not supposed to, like running around people's bag and doing.
But and it just ruined my relationship with the guy, which was a pretty cool dude.
They're fine.
We had the camera run out of space, but we fixed it. That'll have to get cut. So basically, I just ended up kind of ruining my friendship with that kid, and it got so bad that his best friend at the time, which was a kid that was a football player, he was about 185 pounds, and at the time I was about 130 pounds, a skinny little kid, tall but just skinny, and I don't know how we got to this conclusion, but we were like, yo, let's fight each other, like we gotta fight each other, and it's like for the dumbest reason, like of course I would never get in a fight for somebody else's girlfriend that has
nothing to do with you.
It has nothing to do with me, but at the time, I don't know why. Oh, and part of the reason why I thought it was a good idea is because my best friend at the time was like, dude, you should fight him. Like, you got this, you know? So bad influence again there. But I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. So it was a half day on a Friday or whatever, and there was a Stop and Shop next to the school. And we go behind Stop and Shop, and we start fighting, and this kid kicked my ass, and it was really embarrassing because there was like 6 of the most popular girls probably in our school at the time, and they were friends with that kid's best friend and their friend group or whatever. So, dude, there was like a video of me getting like body slammed into the ground. It was so embarrassing, man. Like, oh, man. But I will say, dude, after that experience, like I had an ego death, and I went from being like this kid that thought like highly of himself to feeling like straight garbage. And I had to live with that embarrassment kind of for a really long time, even going to high school. Like those kids were friends with a lot of the upperclassmen and stuff because they were kids that were playing sports and stuff. So
word got around town.
Yeah, and people like just remember me as a kid that got into the fight, which sucked. It literally sucked.
Did Alina know about this?
Yeah, everybody knew about this, bro.
What did she say when she found out?
I don't know, dude.
That's
Anyways,
so
it was just very embarrassing. I had an ego death, like I said, and it changed me as a person forever. Like, and I remember like the next couple of years of my life, like I just was a completely different person. And I guess just I remember even in high school, like I thought like whenever I would talk to somebody that I didn't know yet personally, I'm like, oh, they've probably already seen it. Like they think I'm a like kind of a loser, and like that's such a funny it's so funny, and like I'm a dumbass, and like it was so bad for my mental health, but like now it's just a funny story, and I'm thankful it happened because it made me a better person. But it's just, guys, look, pride is gonna. This is the reason I'm telling you the story. Your pride is gonna hurt you. It's gonna kill you. And whenever I talk to a person or I have a conversation with somebody that says, dude, I can't do this because of my pride. Like, that's a bad thing. Like, why do you hold pride? Like, pride is a sin. And it's a sin for a reason. Like, pride is going to get us killed. Pride is the devil, as J. Cole would say. So, like, it was one of those humbling experiences in my life that I took and later on in my life, in a lot of situations, I was able to hold back from being a certain way, from talking a certain way, from behaving a certain way, because I've experienced that terrible, terrible experience. And I hope that from that story, and I know it's like, you're like, dude, like, I'm not gonna apply a story from a kid that allowed a little fight to my life and happened to him in seventh
But you
grade.
guys have to imagine this happening to you, like with your experience. Think about how you grew up and the friends you had, and then the girls and the guys that were your grade. And then, like, think about this happening to you with the bigger guy, like, like the guy that, was a lot bigger than you.
Yeah.
And then, like, how it would affect you, like, later on. Like, think about your friends. Like, I'm sure, like, at least one or two stories that happened, like, to someone in your grade that you can, like, look back upon and be like, I wonder how they felt, because that's kind of similar, whatever. Maybe it was, like, some pictures got out, or, like, because everybody's got stories about that. And that doesn't affect you. That's digital proof, And it's just like,
yeah. And look, guys, I dug myself into a hole when it came to making friends and a lot of other things, like my relationships, my friendships with other guys and stuff. Like, I was looked at as I was looked at as a F boy and all that garbage. And like, I was a different person a year or two later, but you carry that stigma because of the way you are at a certain point in your life, And people don't understand that people change, and who you are today is not who you are in a year from now or whatever. So I hope this is an encouragement to people that, look, if you have experienced something very embarrassing in your life, that's fine. Usually that's going to help you become a better person anyways. But if you dig yourself into a hole, you can get out. That's the other lesson, Trust me, there's a way out. Just give it time. And the next thing was, guys, look, if you carry pride in any aspect in your life, acknowledge it, okay? Because if you can have pride in a certain area in your life, and then you can have more pride on top of it to not acknowledge it or to make it justifiable. So stop doing that. Like, I'll be honest, like, I'm prideful at times. And you know what's interesting as well? Whenever I am prideful and I don't take care of it and I don't acknowledge it and I ask for forgiveness and I humble myself, God humbles me. And he does a pretty good job. Like, God's in the business of humbling. And that's one of my favorite quotes ever, because when God humbles you, it sucks. It sucks.
God humbled me.
Yeah, and God has humbled me plenty of times. That's probably one of the situations where God was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna really,
I'm gonna show this kid something."
Yeah. So,
not only defeat, but embarrassment, please. Everything. And like I said, it's like, well, I didn't say this, but I wanted to say, a lot of times in life you start accomplishing a lot, and you start to feel like, yeah, I'm a winner, and like, stuff is going good.
Yeah.
And it's hard to think of that as like pride, but that is kind of pride when you're in a settings with other people and you kind of like are doing a little better. You can't help but think that, like, yeah, look at these guys, but you have to step back and be like, well, why are you here and why are they there? It's a lot deeper than just like you're better. It's like, no, you're just trying something else out. Not everybody's doing the same thing. Doesn't mean everybody's gonna be on like the same levels. So look, you could be doing well now, but in a few years, that loser that you're like laughing at, it could be 10 times richer than you. Like, you don't know. So you got to just work on yourself and just live with everybody else.
That topic that you just brought up, it kind of reminds me of kind of like something that we talked about on Monday, which was in the previous podcast that we can't upload. But it was like how I talked about how, like, sometimes I'll be like scrolling or something, and I'll see something that somebody's doing, and that little devil inside me is like, hating. He's hating.
For what?
And you're like, for what, man? And now you watching this out there, you're going to tell me that you don't do this? You're lying to yourself with your pride telling you don't do this, but we all do it, okay? And look, and this is what I said last time. I'm a winner overall. I win. I'm successful. I'm going to continue to succeed. I'm going to continue to push my boundaries, but I still do it. And I'll be hating on somebody for no reason. I'll be hating on somebody for trying sometimes. And it's like, what is wrong with me? You know? So
It's like disrespect. Like
why?
for
Why am
what?
I hating? Like, just love instead. So, if you catch yourself hating, instead of hating, be like, dude, why do I have this feeling right now? Okay, it's like that shadow self. Oh snap! And Robert Greene talks about the shadow self in the Laws of Human Nature. It's like I think chapter 1 or 2, but like that shadow self we all carry. You know, we are inherently, I would say, evil in a sense. And like, if you don't agree with me on that, I'll get into depth. Oh, that's actually a great podcast episode idea. But I feel like we're kind of inherently evil. You know, we want to do things that are selfish and stuff, and that inner hate kind of that we have towards people when we see them succeeding or like doing something is a way that we don't like it or whatever. Guys, when you have that feeling, acknowledge that you're doing it right there and say, I'm going to let go of that. I'm going to love instead. And I promise you, if everybody did that, we'd
Live
be
in a better environment.
yeah,
But
in a better world.
yeah.
So that's kind of funny.
I do have to go soon, unless you
Yeah.
want to continue this by yourself for a little bit. But
Was there any other topic we covered? Dude, I feel like this episode's gonna have a lot of clippable moments. We can clip this whole entire thing in like 5 to 8 minute segment.
yeah, it's a very quick one.
Yeah.
But and hey, we just we didn't cover this, but thank you so much for everybody who's watching. 'Cause like the last few episodes, the first episode did like well, but everybody was just tuning in. But the people that continuously watch
Yeah,
us, like
that's
we
what
appreciate you
matters.
so much. Like even if it's like 10 of you, like that's what we care about. That's why we do this, and you listening to us just wants us to do it more. So
Yeah. Look, we're gonna get better and better at communicating. We're gonna get better at producing quality content and things that are gonna like benefit you guys, you know. And the people that are gonna hear from day one, that means the world to us.
yeah.
You
'Cause
know.
we're not gonna finish this in a month.
Yeah.
This
The
is-
weight of one person when you get 300 views is way more important than a weight of a person when you get 10,000 or 100,000 views. So you guys are super important. Guys, if you like, comment, subscribe, it helps the algorithm. If you
Yeah.
hit that ring notification, you get updated when we drop a video so you can, you know.
And just share
You
this
watch
with like
it.
a friend, you know,
Yeah.
like, I mean, you don't have to, but it'd be like much appreciated and just getting ourselves out there, you know, because there's
Yeah.
only so much that we can do, and there's so much like we can just bombard us with like our followers and stuff. But
Yeah.
with your guys' help, it kind of showing it to other people that we can't get to, that's amazing.
My goal is to be like as real as possible with people and with you guys. Like some things are very embarrassing, but you know what feels good? Letting it off your chest. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot of stories.
you live
that
with a lot of guilt, but then as soon
there's-
as you kind of talk about it,
feels
it kind
good,
of
you know?
feels so good.
And it doesn't feel good to just. I think it feels good because people can be like, "Hey, I relate to that. Like,
Yeah,
I struggled in the same like area, or I've had a similar situation." That feels good, and it feels good to me because there are a lot of things that are like held in the dark, you know, because we're people that are, of course, scared to be made fun of.
We don't like to be
ashamed
vulnerable.
of things and be vulnerable, but we're gonna be like as honest, and we're gonna get better and better at being honest and vulnerable.
Because a lot of like people that are probably listening right now know us, and when we talk about this, like I'm sure like you know one or like a thing or two that we're talking about, but I doubt you knew that about him.
Yeah,
You know, so like he
I
wouldn't just make
I wanted
that
to
up.
bury that forever, but now it's out there.
It's like too late.
No, I don't care.
Digital
I don't
footprints, man.
care. I don't care.
But hey,
If I can inspire one more person, and that's gonna lead to them having a fulfilled life, I've accomplished my goal. And I know that I won't just inspire one. I think I'm gonna inspire thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions. Like I think that's my calling in life, and I'm gonna just do it. And like, if you don't vibe with that, then it's okay because it doesn't affect what I believe.
yeah,
So I think we're gonna wrap it up on that.
I think we will.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning
Yeah.
in. We love you very much.
all
And we'll
love.
see you next week.
Thank you so much.
God bless you guys.
Yo,
Peace.
geeking out.